Me I try fi hide to like she. Me I make sure me no waste me money. Me drive too far, come cross the country. If me waste time now fi argue with she. Tell the teller the desk hurry up with the key. Cause we a turn this hotel in a bun bakery. Still can't believe when me see. Me a check in and me girl a check out with a man. And them a walk out and dinner. Me a check in and me girl a check out with a man. Oh, she said she gone here, man. Me a check in and me girl a check out with a man. And them a walk out and dinner. Me a check in and me girl a check out with a man. Oh, she still there on the island.
WEFM is SVG.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Well, it is 9:25. Well, it's 9:26. And Dianna and Roleza are back with our final talk segment of the morning on our Activated Mornings program right here on the Clean Fresh Sound 99.9. I'm sorry, listen, before I came to WEFM, I used to always be saying that since I was a child, they learned that thing, and listen, I would be out in public and just randomly 99.9. Okay, I probably was.
Oh, so you were destined to work here. Oh, look at you.
It was just so catchy. But anyways, here we are. So we are in our Talk to Us segment. Now, throughout the entire morning, we encourage you to call us and interact with us by dialing 457-9997. Right? But even more so now in our Talk to Us segment, you can call us and give us a topic you want us to discuss. It could be something we spoke about earlier in the morning. It could be a whole brand new different topic. Or if not, we have one for you. But we're going to give you some time to call us and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty then. Before I go any further, for our nostalgia, I was asking you to tell me who was singing and the name of the song. Now, the person introducing the singer kind of did mention the name in the beginning, but if you weren't listening all that well in the beginning, you would not have heard. But I don't know if anybody sent the answer, but that was Mighty Bomber with a song called Proverbs. All right, that was our nostalgia. Any of our students? No.
I think Coach, you probably knew it, but that's why he said that. They said it at the beginning of the song. So yeah,
right. There was anything. Queens is the music man who does always come and do this stuff. But anyways, so right.
Trevor here being troublesome. Trevor said, "Talk to us. Tell us about you." No, Trevor. How about you tell us about you?
Exactly.
Besides being troublesome, Trevor, what else should we know about you? All right. So just good morning to persons like Trevor. Good morning to Oswald. Good morning to Jeff. Of course, good morning to Anita and Anne. It's just the usual.
Oh no,
Anne
the
usual suspects who sometimes would message on the WhatsApp. All right.
All righty.
Good morning,
Ben and Mr. Mason down there in Is it Leyu?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Correct. Right. So now we're gonna head into our topic that we have for discussion. Right, and the topic goes like this. Should workplaces have a random acts of kindness day regularly? So that's a day where you are expected to just randomly do kind things to each other. So for all those, if you have, the scenario for this random acts of kindness day, if Roleza and Dianna have beef on that day, there can be no beef.
No canned beef? Well, canned beef and canned beef and macaroni. Right? And canned beef and rice is really good too, even with corn. I love canned beef and corn. That beef you're talking about?
There'll be no luncheon meat. But whatever issues you have on that day, you can't have any issues. There will be no I ain't talking to he and I ain't talking to she. You must take part in the random acts of kindness, doing something good for the person you can't get along.
We have a caller.
Should we have that? All right. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to my special lady. And, well, my two special ladies. You all giggling there, but I didn't get the gist of what you all giggling over. I don't know if it's Dave Roberts.
Good morning, Dave Roberts.
Good morning, my sweet Roleza. You know?
Suppose I drink bitter tea this morning, Dave. Yes, Dave. Yes, all is well. And it's all well with you?
The truth be told, no. But I am trying to see how I can get on top of it and so on. There are lots of things that in life that you have to be able to overcome, because sometimes you look for help or you try to, how should I put it? The best trust is in the Most High, the Almighty. That's how I'll put it. Yeah, so, first of all, if I forget, I enjoyed that funeral of Ken Boyer yesterday. Until the Prime Minister had to intervene. Yes, he was slated to say something. And that's one of the reasons why I tried to listen to that funeral. I'm glad whoever saw it fit to bring it live, because I know the Prime Minister would have had to say something.
Well, it was a state funeral too, so...
No, apart from that, it was not completely a state funeral too. Don't get mistaken. Check it out. Okay. It was an official funeral, as far as I understand the whole thing. You have to understand government procedures and, what, the difference between official and state and all of that. State funeral. But I let me say this. I think Ken Boy, as any decent human, Vincentian, would have made a significant contribution to the economy, the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. His foundations in certain areas, his business acrimony and all of that, a generation of Vincentians would have come to see what he was capable of. But I bring in the but there, where I say but it's a conjunction. We'll always have those for and those against. And that's why I pick on the Prime Minister, because they are family. And he chose to speak on family. But truly, if the truth to be told, I was disappointed by what he had to say. Only those of us who think critically, and that's why I've been calling critical thinkers in this country. Only those of us who think critically would know what I'm talking or understand and appreciate what I am saying. But Ken made... The last time Ken Boy spoke to me, I was on my way to the late P.R. Campbell's office. And he was just coming from P.R. Campbell's office. So we met in the staircase and so on. And he gave me, and I was surprised, he gave me a nice greeting. And he said to me, I must commend you for your contribution on the radio. Who else better I want to hear that from? Yeah, because we were not friends in terms of being close friends and all of that, but he knew me, and I knew him as well. Those were the last words. He said to me, I must congratulate you. You're always consistent and persistent. And he said to me, keep it up, and I wish you all the best. So at least those are some very encouraging words, and maybe that's one reason why I continue to say what I have to say. Once I don't damage anybody's character and they don't damage mine, respect to all good people in this country.
All right.
You know what I said? Respect to all good people. Thank you.
All right, Dave. Thanks. All right. All right. That was Dave
Roberts with his commentary.
So I actually went to Google the difference between state and official funeral. But this is I guess it's in a US context. I'm not sure if it's the same for us. We have a call. Let me see who this might be. Okay, call left. All right, so they're saying, well, I'm not sure if it's in just a US context or for us as well, but a state funeral is reserved for presidents and deputy presidents, while official funeral is reserved for persons like ministers, speakers of parliament, etc. So, all right, so there is a difference in a US context. I'm not sure if it's the same for us here, but all right. Just something that we're all being informed, well, me, right? I don't know about anybody else but me being informed of this morning. All right. Yeah, I did look at the funeral yesterday. All right, we have a call. Let me see. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
We good, and you?
Cold.
We don't envy you
At all.
So this, as I told you before, this open forum that you have, I use it sometimes to bring up a topic that you already bring up because I'm not able to call at the time when you bring up the topic. So I think yesterday you were talking about the murder where this guy got 39 years in jail.
Yes,
And I read the article, but I was looking to see if the guy had a criminal record or if the firearm was licensed. I didn't see none of those in the article.
Well, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, no, nothing was made in terms of whether or not he had a criminal record. It wasn't stated in that article. And I suppose the assumption is that it was an unlicensed firearm.
Unlicensed? Oh, but they didn't say that in the article.
Yeah, it wasn't explicit,
but, it could have been, self-defense, man. You come up to a guy like that to demand the guy tell you who he is.
Yeah, well, that was
if anything, you could have called the police. And let the police do that. But you go and confronting a guy, you walking behind the guy. The guy could have claimed self-defense.
Yeah, you see, it's probably easier, and that's one of the points that we brought up. It could have been easier for him to claim self-defense if there was a license, if he was a licensed firearm holder, but he wasn't. We are assuming based on it that he wasn't. So, yeah.
There was years ago in America, this guy he had a white guy, Bernard Getz. 4 guys surround him and they asking him for money. They didn't produce a weapon, but he thought they was gonna mug him, and he put out the gun and shot all 4 of them. He was unlicensed, so he got convicted for the unlicensed part, but for the part of the self-defense, he didn't really get penalized on that part of it. But you gotta be careful when if you see somebody and you just assume that the person is up to no good and the response from the police or people, you got to be careful with it. I remember moving into a place many years ago, and I didn't have a lot of stuff at the time. So I made like 3-4 trips in my car. So I had 2 bags in my hand. I walked in. But before I walk in, I saw a guy sitting in a car, right? I parked behind him. I go inside with the 2 bags. I empty the contents of the bag. And I came back out less than 5 minutes. Now the guy is standing in the front of the door with a gun in his waist. And he flashed a badge. He see me had the keys in my hand. So he said, you're moving in here? I said, yeah. So he take the key out my hand and he put it in the door and see that it belongs to that door. And then he says, I live next door. And this place was broken in before. And I got to look out for my neighborhood, he said. And I asked him if he's a police. He said, yes, but I never see him in a police uniform, but I saw him one time in a correction officer's uniform. And I was living there 5 years, and I never said a word to him, and he never said a word to me in that 5 years.
All right.
So you got to be careful. I could have get shot innocently, because you think I'm up to no good. So we got to be careful when somebody, reported somebody suspicious. So have a good
All
morning.
right.
Bye.
You too, Queens. Thanks. Bye.
Alrighty then. So that's it. Any comments there? No? Okay.
Yeah, well, someone said it was a good tribute to Mr. Boy. And all right, so we have another caller. All right, that's hi caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is the first time I'm calling to you all, right?
Morning.
Sometimes I don't agree with what Dave said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if Mr. Friday make a speech at Mr. Boy's funeral, he will never make no comment on it. And if the Prime Minister go and make a comment, all them come from country, right? And he shouldn't talk about that because he needs to zip his mouth sometimes to what he's saying, right? Because all of them is one. And if Friday say anything, Dave would have never come in and say, well, Friday. Every time the Prime Minister says something, Dave always criticizing the Prime Minister and saying this is a bad thing, right? I know Dave good. Very, very, very good. Right? So Dave should know mind sometimes what he's saying on the radio and the Prime Minister. Right? I know he's on the other side, right? But still, don't say nothing about the Prime Minister and the funeral.
All right.
Okay? That's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. All right. We have another caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yes, good morning again, Roleza.
Good morning.
Good, and yeah, good morning, Queens. This is Canadian base, as you would address. But listen, this is not a criticism. I'm just gonna pull his legs. I hope he feel. Queen, who you fooling this morning? You ain't fooling nobody. And if Roleza tell me that you're fooling her, I should believe you. Then I won't believe her after today. Now, this is a gentleman who can tell you what the president, chancellor, prime minister, whoever it is in Czechoslovakia had for lunch last week and what you can have for breakfast tomorrow. And he come in this morning to say, but this stupid phone always bringing up what happened yesterday. Come clean, just say, man, Roleza, can I go back about what happened yesterday? Don't blame the phone, man. You live in America where there are a dime of a dozen all brand every day. And a man like you coming to come on, man, Queens. I expect better than you.
I think no.
Dianna,
I think what he meant is that he doesn't always get to call whenever we're doing these segments because sometimes we can't always take calls or for whatever reasons.
Yeah, I know, but what he said really is that this stupid phone always bringing up what you talk about the day before. That's what I understand. Or if I think I hear that's what he said.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that missed me.
Me
I think
too.
that missed me. So, well,
Okay. This stupid phone.
I have to go back.
Go back and then I will apologize if I heard wrong. So that's what I'm saying. He can't blame the phone. You want to talk about yesterday? Just go back and come. The topic is open. It's talk to us. But you can blame the phone in this day and age in America where you can get all brand a dime for dozen. Well, yeah, don't teach me how have a piece of iPhone and I don't even touch the screen. I just tell it what I want and it's here and do it for me. Come on, Queens. Anyway, I'm your friend, Canadian base, better known as Zanta. I'm gone.
All right, Anita. All right. Bye.
You just label me when you're ready.
All right. We saw somebody else was trying to call. You could probably try calling. We just have 2 minutes, a minute left actually. All right. Where were we?
I
think this is some okay.
Okay, the call is back.
50 seconds. Go ahead, 50 seconds.
I know I'm not blaming the phone. It's what it is. Sometimes I'm driving and I'm listening to you while I'm driving and I can't, I don't wanna drive and talk to you. So when you have it happen.
Okay.
That's all it is.
All right. So okay.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. All right. So okay. So what's the time there? Okay, we have a minute.
Just about a minute left. Yes. So
all right.
No. Or just go to our topic.
Well, we can't even do this topic. We'll bring it up tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Hi, caller. 50 seconds to you as well. Morning.
Yes, I'd make it 30 seconds. Good morning, Anita. I'll tell you a funny story. I like telling these funny stories. Our son is a game master, I mean, anything that has to do with virtual games and anything, he's a pro. When he went 17, I decided I would take him for his first driving lesson. So we went on the base. He sat behind the steering wheel, started the car and put his foot down and took off like a bat out of hell, heading towards a thick wall. And the guy did not turn. I grabbed the handbrake and put it up, and the car came to a sudden halt. I asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Dad, you didn't tell me to turn." I mean, I'm sitting in the car with the guy. I thought he was a pro. When I came home, I said to my wife, "I can't believe your son. I took him for driving lesson and he almost crashed the car." She asked, "Did you instruct him?" So I said, "No." He said, "You have to realize when he is on his games, that's not the real world. This is the real world." So, Dave, you might be very well versed in what you say, but whether or not you have substance. As a listener, to me, you come across like a Florida orange. Very juicy, delicious, but no reproductive seed. Have a good day.
All right. What are we supposed to say after that? All right.
Well, this is what we'll say. It is now 9:45 and it's time for us to head out of our Talk to Us, our final talk segment of the morning, and head into our community dateline at this time. Don't worry, we have all week to talk. We have tomorrow's Friday.
All week, tomorrow's Friday.
All of next week and tomorrow.